Next topic is reaction intermediates. Reaction intermediates. Here the definition is the species which are formed during the reaction and disappears after completing the reaction is called reaction intermediates. What is the definition, students? The species which are formed during the reaction and disappears after completing the reaction is called reaction intermediates. Examples of free radicals: carbocations, carbanions, nitrines, carbene, etc. In our syllabus, free radicals, carbocations, carbanions are present. Now I am going to discuss about this one, free radicals and carbocations, carbanions. What is free radicals? Free radicals means the species having unpaired electrons. The species having unpaired electrons is called free radicals. These are called what? Free radicals. These are short-lived substances. These are what? Short-lived substances. That is more reactive and less stable. When they have more reactivity, automatically they will disappear immediately. So these are more reactive and less stable. Next, based on, this is important point, based on number of carbon atoms attached to free radical carbons, based on number of carbon atoms attached to free radical carbons, these are classified into three types. They are primary free radicals, secondary free radicals, and tertiary free radicals. Primary, secondary, and tertiary free radicals. See, what is primary free radical? See, in this example, see, this is free radical carbon. This free radical carbon attached to only one carbon. That is why this is primary free radical. That is represented by 1 degree. In this case, this free radical means carbon having one unpaired electron. This dot indicates unpaired electron. This free radical carbon attached to two carbons, that is called secondary. That is represented by 2 degree. If this free radical carbon attached with 3 carbons, that is called tertiary. That is represented by 3 degree. The stability of free radicals is explained by hyperconjugation. Later we will discuss about hyperconjugation. Until then, you just remember. Next, according to hyperconjugation, the order of stability of free radicals is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. So according to hyperconjugation concept, tertiary free radicals having more stability than secondary, which are more stable than primary. Next, carbocation, that is also called carbonium ion. That is also called carbocation. Sorry, already it is here. See, carbocation or carbonium ion. See here, the definition is the species in which the carbon having positive charge. If carbon having unpaired electron, that is called free radical. If carbon having positive charge, that is called carbocation. In carbocation, carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization, because if carbon forms all single bonds, carbon every time forms how many bonds? 4 bonds. Then that carbon undergoes sp3. In this case, carbon possesses one positive charge. That means carbon loses one electron. That means carbon is able to form only 3 bonds. That means only 3 sigma bonds are present. Automatically one hybrid orbital will be reduced. So sp3 becomes sp2. I hope you understand. So in carbocations, the carbon undergoes that carbon undergoes which hybridization? Sp2 hybridization, and its shape is what? Trigonal planar. If sp2 having without lone pair, that is what? Trigonal planar. Based on number of carbon atoms attached to carbon atom, attached to carbocation, they are classified into three types, as in case of free radicals. See, in this case, this carbocation attached one carbon. Here, this carbocation attached two carbons. Here, this carbocation attached three carbons. So this is primary, this is secondary, this is tertiary. The stability of carbocations is explained by plus I effect and hyperconjugation. We will discuss about plus I effect and hyperconjugations in next videos. Until then, you just remember. There I will discuss how tertiary carbocations are more stable than secondary than primary. Until then, you just remember. Here, the order of stability of carbocations is what? Tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Tertiary carbocation greater than tertiary, secondary carbocation greater than primary carbocation. This is about carbocations. Next, carbanions. Nothing but carboanions. Means what? Carboanions means what? If carbon having negative charge, that is called carbanion. In carbanion, carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization, and its shape is pyramidal. Because why? When carbon possesses negative charge, when carbon gains electrons from other substance, then automatically that carbon gains negative charge. That means nothing but it possesses lone pairs. So hybridization is sp3 and shape is pyramidal. Because sp3 with one lone pair is what? Pyramidal. Based on number of carbon atoms attached to carboanions, they are classified into three types. See, this carbanion attached to one carbon, so that this is primary. This carbanion attached to two carbons, so that this is secondary. This carbanion attached to three carbons, so that this is tertiary. The stability of carbanions is explained by minus I effect. That also comes later. Here the order of stability of carbanions is primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. Here order is reversed. In both the free radicals and carbocations, order is same, tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Here order is primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. Carbocation stability is explained by using plus I effect and hyperconjugation. Free radicals stability is explained by hyperconjugation, but carbanion stability is explained by minus I effect. We will get these effects later. Until then, you just remember. Next one, electrophiles. Electrophiles means a reagent that takes an electron pair is called electrophiles. A reagent that takes an electron pair. That means why it takes electron pair? Because it is having less electron than required. It is having less electrons than required. Or we can say one more point. If it possesses positive charge, then also it gains electrons from other substances. Next, one more point. These are electron deficient species. Why these are called electron deficient species? If they have less electrons than required, those are called electron deficient species. Next, they act as Lewis acids. Why? Because they are going to gain electrons from other substance. If any substance gains electrons from other substance, those are called Lewis acids. We discussed this point in chemical equilibrium chapter. Next, they always attack at high electron density. They means what? Electrophiles. Because high electron density species means the electrons which possess, the species which are having more electrons. The species which are having more electrons are called high electron density species. These electrophiles going to attack at that species. Next, the species having vacant orbitals. The species having vacant orbitals in their central atom also acts as electrophiles. CH plus vacant orbital. In CH3CO plus, this positive charge present on carbon that contains vacant orbital. BCl3 also, B is the central atom that also contains vacant orbital. So if any molecule having vacant orbital in its central atom, they act as electrophiles. I hope you understand the definition of electrophiles. These are electron deficient species because they are having less electrons than required. So they attack at high electron density species. These are the examples. That's it. Next, nucleophile. This is the exactly opposite definition for electrophiles. What is the definition for nucleophiles? A reagent that donates an electron pair is called a nucleophile. Why? Because they are having more electrons than required. They are electron rich species. These are electron deficient species, these are electron rich species. They are act as Lewis acids, but these are act as Lewis bases. These are act as Lewis bases. Next, they always attack at a high electron density. They always attack at low electron density. Next, the species having lone pair of electrons in their central atom also act as nucleophiles. Because in H2O, NH3, in H2O, oxygen contains lone pair of electrons, so it can act as nucleophile. In NH3 also nitrogen contains lone pair, so it can also act as nucleophile. This is Cl minus, negative charge. In all negative charge species comes under nucleophiles. Next, here one important point is there. See, all positive charged species are not electrophiles, but all negative charged particles are nucleophiles. All positive charged species are not electrophiles, but all negative charged species are nucleophiles. For example, take Cl minus, that is nucleophile. SO4 minus 2, that is also nucleophile, because they are having more electrons than required. Suppose take Na plus. Na plus, Na 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s1. Na plus means 1s2 2s2 2p6. That means Na plus possesses which one? Stable configuration. So it does not require electrons. So that is not acts as electrophile. I hope you understand that definition. Next, electron donating groups. What are electron donating groups? These are also called electron releasing groups. The groups which donates electrons are called electron donating groups. For example, OH, NH2, NHCOCH3, R means alkyl group, ether group, dialkyl amine groups. These are called electron donating groups. That means these groups used to donate electrons to benzene ring. Or not only benzene ring. When these groups present in any organic compound, these groups donates electrons to that organic compound. Next, electron withdrawing groups. What are electron withdrawing groups? The groups which gains electrons are called electron withdrawing groups. The groups which gains electrons are called electron withdrawing groups. They are NO2, COOH, that means acid group, aldehyde group, ketone group, cyanide group, isocyanide group, sulfonic acid group, ester group. All these are electron withdrawing groups. Why? Because whenever these groups are present in a given organic compound, they gain electron from given organic compound. That is why these are called electron withdrawing groups. If you understand these two topics well, these electron donating groups, electron withdrawing groups, then only we will be able to discuss about next topic, and that is the last topic in organic chemistry chapter. Thank you.